Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. General Hospital Thursday, May 30 recap. Sonny ends bad blood with Dex. Molly plans to keep baby away from Kristina. General Hospital. Spoilers recap for Thursday, May 30 reveals that Michael Corinthos, Chad Duell, wasn't sold on Drew Kane's, Cameron Matheson, political run when he came home and got updates. However, Willow Corinthos, Caitlin McMullen, made an impassioned speech that won Michael over and fully convinced Drew this was a good idea. At Maxie Jones, Kirsten Storm's place, Damian Spinelli, Bradford Anderson, fixed a computer bug for James West, Gary James Fuller, who wanted him to move back in. And so did Georgie Spinelli, Lily Fisher. Felicia Scorpio, Kristina Wagner, took the kids out for ice cream, so Maxie officially asked Spinelli to move in again since she missed him too. Although Spinelli rejected the offer at first since he didn't want to just be Maxie's roommate, she insisted they could be a couple and just take things slow. Spinelli agreed to sleep in the guest room for now and was willing to wait as long as it took for Maxie to be ready, so they kissed before the kids came home and got the good news. At Bobby's, Molly Lansing Davis, Kristen Vaganos caught a glimpse of Dex Heller's, Even Hofer, beaten face as she wrapped up a conversation with Dante Falconeri, Dominic Zamprovna, and headed for the exit. Outside, Molly ran into Blaze, Jacqueline Grace Lopez, who mistakenly thought Molly knew what happened after the wedding, and let it slip that Kristina Corinthos Davis, Kate Mancy, was still fragile. Molly pushed for answers, so Blaze admitted Kristina witnessed Sonny Corinthos, Morris Bennard, wild attack on Dex, though she clarified that the baby was fine. Back inside, Dex met with Dante and revealed that he decided not to press charges against Sonny. That was mostly for Kristina and the baby's sake, but Dex also knew Sonny would have him killed after a brief stint in the slammer and acted like it wasn't worth it. At Alexis Davis, Nancy Lee Grand Place, Kristina and Sam McCall, Kelly Monaco, worried about their mom before Sam hinted about Kristina doing the right thing, even if it would come at a cost to Sonny. Kristina realized Sam was talking about the post-wedding chaos, so she pointed out that Dex had already decided not to press charges. That was something Kristina was torn about. Alexis eventually showed up before Molly joined them all for a family lunch, so she got some support from her girls over Gregory Chase's, Gregory Harrison, passing. That lunch also gave Alexis a chance to offer news on her hearing, including Fergus Burns, Lane Davies' involvement and the fact that Ava Jerome, Maura West, turned her in for perjury. After Dante reached out via text to Kristina, Sam drove her over to Bobby's so that she could chat with him. That left Molly to face Alexis' questions about why she hadn't touched much of her food. It was obvious Molly was concerned about something, so she finally exploded in frustration since she couldn't confront Kristina about what happened with Sonny without upsetting her. Molly also didn't know whether she should tell TJ Ashford, Taj Velo, since he'd inevitably confront Kristina and cause stress. Alexis reminded Molly that it was best for the baby to avoid riling Kristina up. Molly couldn't wait until after the birth since she planned to keep the baby far away from Kristina and all her drama. Back with Kristina, she talked to Dante about seeing Sonny so out of control. That led to some talk about the time Sonny shot uncover Dante before he knew Dante was his son. Dante admitted that wasn't an accident and that he protected Sonny, in part because he didn't want to lose the dad he'd finally found. Kristina knew Dex wasn't pressing charges because of her, so she worried that things would get worse and that it'd be her fault. Dante suggested he'd be to blame too if that happened. In the park on Thursday's GH episode, Sonny encountered Jocelyn Jacks, Eden McCoy, during a run and invited her to get whatever she needed to off her chest. Jocelyn pointed out that Dex wasn't pressing charges to protect Kristina and because Michael asked him not to on Kristina's behalf. If Sonny went after Dex again, Jocelyn pointed out that it'd only be because Dex had the grace to let him go. Once Jocelyn bumped into Blaze next, they acknowledged what went down with Sonny. Blaze apologized for not seeing that Jocelyn was right about Kristina's father before now. When Sonny walked up to Dex while he was sitting on a bench, Dex immediately put his guard up. Dex made it clear that he wouldn't take it lying down if this was an ambush, but Sonny just wanted to talk. Sonny appreciated the fact that Dex wasn't pressing charges because of Kristina. According to Sonny, whatever bad blood they had between them was over. Dex seemed skeptical since Sonny wasn't known for backing down from grudges, but Sonny suggested Dex didn't know him as well as he thought. Sonny was done with Dex since he was a distraction and declared that Dex was nothing to him now. For Dex's sake, Sonny warned him to keep it that way. General Hospital spoilers say Dex will still need to proceed with caution when it comes to Sonny, so we'll bring you more predictions on any mayhem that might erupt. On Thursday, May 30, General Hospital was teeming with drama, emotion, and a whirlwind of unexpected events. The episode revolved around Sonny's surprising decision regarding Dex and Molly's heart-wrenching plans for her unborn child, as she grapples with Kristina's presence in their lives. Sonny Corinthos, the ever-dominant figure in Port Charles, finally decided it was time to end the long-standing animosity with Dex Heller. The animus between them had been a dark cloud over Sonny's organization, causing strife and division among his loyalists. Dex, who had been trying to prove his worth and loyalty, was often met with Sonny's icy demeanor and skepticism. However, after much contemplation and discussions with trusted allies, Sonny reached the conclusion that perpetuating this feud was counterproductive. In the Corinthos kitchen, the scent of freshly brewed coffee mingled with the tension that had become almost a fixture in the household. Sonny called Dex over for what promised to be a pivotal conversation. Carly, ever the supportive yet cautious partner, watched from the sidelines, her eyes filled with a mixture of hope and trepidation. Dex arrived, his posture rigid, expecting another round of chastisement. "Dex, we need to talk," Sonny began, his voice carrying a tone of finality that commanded attention. "I've been hard on you. Maybe too hard. But I've been thinking. This feud between us, it's tearing us apart. It's time to put an end to it." Dex's eyes widened in surprise. He had braced himself for anything but this. "Mr. Corinthos, Call me Sonny," he interrupted, a small yet significant gesture of extending an olive branch. "You've shown your loyalty. You've put yourself on the line for the family. It's time I acknowledge that. We need to move forward, together." The relief that washed over Dex was palpable. He extended his hand, and Sonny clasped it firmly, sealing the newfound truce. Carly stepped forward, her face lighting up with a smile that reflected her relief. This was a monumental step in ensuring stability within their ranks, and she knew it. Meanwhile, across town, the atmosphere was markedly different. Molly Lansing Davis found herself in the midst of an emotional tempest. The news of her pregnancy had initially brought joy, but as the reality set in, so did the complications. Her relationship with Kristina, her sister, was fraught with complexities. Kristina's erratic behavior and questionable decisions had long been a source of concern for Molly. In the dimly lit living room of their apartment, Molly and T.J. Ashford sat close, their faces etched with worry. Molly's hand rested protectively on her burgeoning belly, her mind racing with the implications of the decision she was about to make. "I don't want Kristina involved in our baby's life," Molly said, her voice breaking. T.J. looked at her, empathy and understanding in his eyes. He knew how hard this was for Molly. Family meant everything to her, but the well-being of their child had to come first. "Molly, are you sure about this?" TJ asked gently. "Kristina's her aunt. She'll be devastated." Molly nodded, tears brimming in her eyes. "I know, TJ, but I can't take the risk. Kristina's instability, I can't expose our baby to that. Not until she gets her life together." Just then, a knock on the door interrupted their conversation. Molly's heart sank as she recognized Kristina's voice calling out from the hallway. Bracing herself, she opened the door. "Molly, TJ," Kristina greeted them with a bright smile, unaware of the storm brewing inside. "I came to see how you guys are doing, and to talk about the baby shower plans." Molly forced a smile, ushering her sister in. The room felt smaller, the walls closing in as the conversation they dreaded loomed over them. As Kristina enthusiastically discussed decorations and games, Molly felt a pang of guilt. How could she break her sister's heart? "Kristina, we need to talk," Molly finally said, her voice barely above a whisper. Kristina's smile faltered, replaced by a look of concern. "What's wrong, Molly?" Taking a deep breath, Molly looked into her sister's eyes. "Kristina, I love you. But TJ and I have decided we can't have you involved in the baby's life. Not right now." The silence that followed was deafening. Kristina's face went through a gamut of emotions: shock, hurt, anger. "What? Molly, I'm your sister. How can you say that?" "It's because I'm your sister that this is so hard," Molly replied, tears streaming down her face. "But you need to get your life in order. We can't expose our child to the instability and chaos. Please understand, this is for the best." Kristina's eyes filled with tears, and she stormed out, leaving Molly feeling shattered but resolute. Teacher pulled her into a comforting embrace, whispering words of reassurance.